Meanwhile, while those events are unfolding, elsewhere in a different part of Japan, yet another set of events is taking place, just like before, far different from the ones that you know and are familiar with thus far. A distance outside of a small city, there lies an estate, once a grand estate, meant for nobility and prestige, now long since conquered by a group known as the Yomei Syndicate, a criminal organization that has taken over nearly this entire portion of Japan, at least the criminal activities within it. As we look inside, we find countless individuals lounging inside, gambling, drinking, partaking of all of the most illegal desires. A man sits gambling alongside multiple of his criminal associates, a woman clinging tightly to his body as he rolls the dice yet again. Ha! Odds! I win. Pay up, chumps, he exclaims with a smile, as the fellow gamblers around him lament their lost money. Ah, damn it. All right, here you go. You're having a damn good run of luck, Shohei. Luck's got nothing to do with it, Shohei replied. Sometimes destiny just favors you, he said, still smiling and chuckling. Looks like my drink's about empty. Hey, brat! Get your ass over here! Shohei exclaims, shouting into the very boisterous room as a figure begins to quickly make their way through. A young boy. There you are, brat. My name is Kantaki. Like I give a damn. My drink's empty. Fill it up, the man says, looking at the boy in disgust as he refills his glass with sake. Is that all? He says, looking disgruntled. Yeah, brat, get lost, Shohei says as he shoos him away, pulling the woman next to him in closer, as they revel in their victory, and Kantaki begins to make his way away from their group. He's been hard at work tonight. His parents were honorable people. However, after falling into debt, had no choice but to borrow money, and the only lenders available were the Shohei Syndicate, the Yomei Syndicate. But the Yomei Syndicate was not honorable. They continued to increase their demands, saying that the interest on the money that they had loaned them continued to increase, starting at 5 and going to 10%, then 15 to 20, stacking more and more debt onto the money that they owed, until such time as repayment was impossible, realizing that they had been played for fools, and that the Yomei Syndicate had no intentions of allowing them to ever pay off the debt. Kantaki's family attempted to flee, to leave the Yomei Syndicate behind, and journey somewhere where they would be safe. However, the Yomei Syndicate took note, deciding to make an example of them. They slayed both of Kantaki's parents. Now Kantaki himself must continue to serve them in order to pay off a debt that he has no chance of ever paying, or be killed right along with them. However, they are unaware of the dark specter that follows Kantaki. Kantaki's motherly shadow follows him still as he exits the room into his tiny quarters, awaiting the next time he is called to serve them drinks, to fetch their food, to clean up their messes. Kantaki closes the door behind him, walking over to sit on his small mat, reaching over to grab some small portions of food that were given to him to eat, nowhere near as satisfying as the food that they themselves ate. Small slivers of preserved meat, not even salted or seasoned, and plain water to drink. As he sits in his room, chewing at a small piece of preserved meat, feeling disgusted with everything. It's repellent. My parents were honorable people, but these men, these people, they're disgusting. All they do all day long is revel in the joys of their ill-gotten gains, stealing the lives away from good people, laughing as they do, reveling in their every desire as they destroy the lives of others, and they feel nothing of remorse or pity. The only thing that matters to them is them. Who else dies is of no account, Kantaki said to himself, staring at the floor. I hate them. Why is the world filled with so many people like that? Kantaki said to himself, as he felt the warm embrace of his shadowy mother sitting down beside him, curling her arms around him. It's okay, Kantaki, she said, as she embraced him warmly. You know, you could always do something about it, she whispered to him softly. What could I do? I'm just a kid. I can't beat them. Even if I was an adult, there are just too many of them. Well, Kantaki, his shadowy mother replies, if there are too many bad people in the world, then perhaps you should lower their numbers, even the odds, for all of the good people. Yeah, but how would I do that? I can't beat them in a fight. Well, if you had the power to beat them, is that what you would choose to do, my Kantaki? She said softly, stroking the top of his head, gently with her hand. Of course it is. The world is filled with too many disgusting people who rob and steal from others, who destroy good lives so that evil ones can prosper. If it were up to me, I'd burn them all away. Well, then why don't you do it? I'll help you. We can do it together, Kantaki, she whispered to him as Kantaki looked up towards his mother, or the shadowy figure of her. She had always been there, even when Kantaki's parents were alive. Before, he tried to ignore her, at least during the daytime, but now, with no one else to speak to, he often found himself trying to speak to her, and soon enough found that when he did, she would respond. The longer that they spent talking, the more she spoke, the more she would offer suggestions or even aid. For nearly a year, he's been working for them, the Yao Mei Syndicate, growing more disgusted with each passing day. Yes, get rid of them. That would fix it. No more Yao Mei Syndicate. But how would I do it? It's okay, Kantaki. I'm here for you. We'll do it together, mother and son, she said, as she began to whisper it to him. A plan of action, a course that would lead him to what he wished. As Kantaki listened, a smile began to arise across his face, a most sinister one. Yes, I understand, Mother. We'll make them all go away at once. We'll destroy their evil, so that it will no longer cast a shadow on all those who stand around it. It was there and then that Kantaki and his shadowy mother created a plan to do away with the Yao Mei Syndicate once and for all. And it was that very night that they set in motion the course of events that Kentucky would spend the rest of his life asserting.